Hello, this is Bill Webb, aka Billy Indiana. Today I'm going to give you my crowdfunding review for February and unfortunately the first part of March as well. I've been having some technical difficulties with both my lighting and my computer system. I think I've got it straightened out for today, so hopefully this is going to work. I'd hate to have to do it again. But if you're curious to see what I've been backing, what I'm following, and what I'm anticipating in crowdfunding platforms, stay tuned. All right, so hopefully the fourth time is the charm. We'll see if it works this time. Apparently my technical difficulties are not fully resolved. Anyway, let's jump in. These are the games that I've backed, then we'll move on into the games that I considered but didn't back, then games that I'm still following, and then even games I'm anticipating. So I did back La Granja Deluxe Master Set. I've wanted to play La Granja for a while. I have a friend who really loves it, a couple friends actually, who really love this game, and their style, their flavor of games that they really enjoy really matches mine. And this deluxe edition looks terrific. They've done so many quality of life upgrades with the way the boards are so that the cards slide under better. And then there's a bunch of new modules for it designed by a variety of different game designers. If I was ever going to get La Granja, this just seemed like the right time. I think it's an expensive game, but for the amount of content you're getting and all the modules and the quality of the components and just the way they've designed these multi-layer boards, and yeah, I decided I was going to back this. I almost didn't because one of my good friends did, and he said, "Hey, you can just play my copy." But I don't know. This is one of those classic games that I felt like I wanted to own, and if I wanted to own it, I wanted to have this version of it. So I did back the deluxe version of La Granja, and excited for this master set. All right, the next one that I did back, it looks like this one's, there we go. Mind Management Secret Mission. So I already backed the original Mind Management game back in the day. One of my top games of 2021, really enjoy that game. I wish I could get it to the table more frequently. My wife's not a huge fan, and so I'm trying to find other groups that I can play it with. But yeah, actually, oh, I'm right on the list. So actually, this Secret Mission cards, I think these are ones you can actually print through print and play if you find the little scan codes in the game. So spoiler there, if you have the game, you can, I think, find them. But I decided for a few bucks, I'd go ahead and back it to get the professionally produced cards for those secret missions. So a cheaper back for me since I already have the game, but did definitely back that one. Next up, 51st State Ultimate Edition. Kind of like La Granja, I've always wanted to play 51st State. I have a lot in common with Z's style of games. His top 10 lists and top 100 lists, they tend to jive with the kind of games I enjoy. And several of my friends that really enjoy 51st State, they also have the similar style of play that I like. They like the same kind of games I enjoy. And so this one, having a chance to get all the different modules, all the different expansions, plus a new expansion, plus all the upgrades of the wooden components and everything, yeah, I went ahead and got the Ultimate Edition. I felt like, it was a great investment for me to get everything that I wanted to have all the bits and pieces. And yeah, I haven't played it, so it's a risk, but for the cost to get everything, including the new expansions, yeah, definitely looks like it's going to be worth the value. And this is interesting. I don't know if I'll end up reading this novel or not, but I probably will. It's short. Yeah, it sounds pretty cool. So that's another one that I backed. And then last of the ones that I backed, Earth by Inside Up Games. This is one that for a while I wasn't sure about. I saw some gameplays early on and I thought, well, that looks pretty cool. I like that Euro style engine building card tableau sort of game. Really beautiful. But I wondered, would it be fiddly? Would I be knocking these little trees over all the time? And as I watched the video and saw it seemed like that didn't become really much of an issue. And then as I've watched this campaign, they've actually upgraded the shape of these pieces so they fit together better and they lock together better. So, I mean, I think they're trying to make this a very high quality game, and the style of play is exactly what I tend to enjoy. That engine building, resource management kind of game with tableau building. Yeah, that's right up my alley. And the price, really, 42 US plus shipping. Yeah, for all you get, if you look at everything that's included in this, all these cards and tokens and boards, and yeah, I'm very excited about this one. And in the end, I did back it. This one actually finished up in March, so I technically backed it in March, but because of the technical difficulties I've had, I'm getting so late to getting to this video. I'm going to go ahead and share it now. Now to the ones that I was very close to backing but didn't. Unsettled is one that I've been so interested in. So many people that I trust their advice on games have loved this, and the puzzly nature of it and just the breadth of exploration. Yeah, for sure want to try this, but I didn't back it because one of my good friends, he's in my Gloomhaven group, backed it. And so I thought, you know what, this is an expensive game. I probably will love it. Maybe eventually they'll probably have more expansions in the future. Maybe I can come back and get it later. But I'm gonna just play his version, and maybe by the time he gets it, we'll have finished up Gloomhaven, and we can just flow right into Unsettled because I know he's very excited to try it. So yeah, I hope that we can play that. I can enjoy his copy, and then who knows, maybe eventually invest in my own. But for now, didn't want to put the money into this one. But it looks terrific. I think it's going to be one that I really enjoy, and I hope that our game group can kind of shift to that when we're done with Gloomhaven. Next up, Chang'an, and this is one ancient Chinese capital. Again, resource management, Euro type game, engine building. Yeah, I was very tempted on this one. This one just looked really cool, and in the end, with the other games I backed, I had to cut something. And this one, even though it's not very expensive, and there is a late pledge. I don't know if you saw that up above. I may end up late pledging this one. We'll see. This one looks beautiful, and sounds really cool. Kind of gives me that Seven Wonders vibe with the card style and gameplay that I've seen. Yeah, I don't know. I may end up late pledging this one. Even now as I'm looking it over, I think, why didn't I back this one? I should have backed this one. I know it's not super cheap, but it's also not super expensive. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe by the next time we come around, I'll say, yep, I backed it. I late pledged it. But for now, I haven't backed it. All right, next up, Ostia, not sure. Developing a harbor of ancient Rome. The Mancala nature of this one really drew me in. I was excited to see how that would flesh out in this game. I watched a few playthroughs, looked pretty interesting. In the end, I thought, it seems like the gameplay might stretch on a little bit long for what it is. And it seemed just a bit expensive for what it is. And again, I have these other games that I'm backing. This is one that I think I might try to look for in retail if it comes out in retail. And if it doesn't come out in retail, then I might just end up seeing if there's a way I can trade for it eventually, or just find some way to play it at a game store, a game club or something at one of my game nights. Love to try it. So yeah, we'll see. I hope I can play it someday, but I did not back it. Next up, Rolling Heights by John D. Clare. And I've enjoyed the John D. Clare games I've played, but I haven't played many of them. And some of the ones that he has just don't even appeal to me. And maybe I need to give him a try. This is the same one. Like the art of this one and the theme just doesn't appeal to me, but everyone's, raving about it. People that I really trust their opinions, loving it. It's a clever mechanism, rolling the meeples, and if they're standing, they're working. If they fall, they're not. And yeah, it's just very intriguing. But just something about the art, I don't know. But Rado liked it. The folks from Terradice, Shira from Quackalope, Jazz. I love his opinions from a lobby of hobbies. Yeah, so all these people that I trust and admire their opinions are loving it. But I played Space Base and it was just okay. Cubitos doesn't even appeal to me. I don't know. I just can't get over the art of that one. I just need to try them. I would love to try Dead Reckoning. I've pre-ordered a game, and in that same pre-order, I picked up Mystic Veil, and it just hasn't come yet. I do like Point Salad. I do like that game. I haven't played any of these others though, so I don't know. Yeah, I'd love to try this one, but I decided I would wait for retail or wait to play somebody else's copy first. I'll probably end up loving it and buying it, but yeah, we'll see. So I didn't back this one, but very curious to find more about Rolling Heights and hopefully play someday. All right, Astro Knights. So Astro Knights by Indie Board and Cards. This is like a revamp of Aeon's End. And just in the last couple months, I had a friend bring over Aeon's End and virtually all the major expansions for it, and also Aeon's End Legacy, and just give it to me. And so having just received that and only played a couple times, I didn't want to invest in this one. It's going to be so similar. Yeah, it might be, revamped and maybe upgraded and perfected, but I've got all this Aeon's End stuff that I'm just starting to touch the surface of, and a whole legacy version of it. That's what decided, I'm not going to back this now. If I end up playing all through Aeon's End, maybe I'll end up trading that away and trying to pick this up a year or two down the road as a trade or something. But for now, I decided not to back it. I think it's probably a game I'd really enjoy, although I do think I prefer the fantasy kind of setting of Aeon's End as opposed to this more space setting of Astro Knights. But yeah, one that I do want to play in the future. Next up, Trekking Through History. This one I expect I will buy on retail at some point. I liked trekking through the national parks. I loved trekking through the world, trekking the world. Trekking Through History, I've enjoyed I got a chance to play a prototype early on, and I enjoyed that early version of prototype online. And I end up not backing just because I think I have so many other games I'm trying to play, and this is one that I think will be just as cheap, if not cheaper, on retail. So I decided I would just wait for retail on this. But I do expect to pick this one up. I liked what I experienced online in the prototype, and I like what I see. I'm quite sure eventually I will be picking this one up. It sounds really clever. I like the idea of trekking through history. Yeah, and I've liked their other games, so I'm sure I'll get it at some point. Next up, Tindaya, the Deluxe Edition by Red Mojo Games. This was on GameFound, and this one it gives me a lot of Spirit Island vibes, and I've not played Spirit Island. For some reason, that game just doesn't appeal to me. I know it's some people's just favorite all-time game, and I just need to play it. It's kind of like Azul. For a long time, I just didn't want to play Azul, then I did, and I was like, oh, it's better than I thought. It still wasn't one of my favorites, but so when I saw it's kind of like Spirit Island, I was like, I don't know, but I don't know, something about the art of this one, something about the background and the connection to history, but still fantastical, I don't know. And it sounds so much like Spirit Island in so many ways, but yeah, I would love to try this game, but with the other games that I backed, I was like, well, I can't back everything that I'm curious about. And so this is one that I would like to try Spirit Island sometime, and even more, I think I would like to try this game, Tindaya. So hoping one of my friends will back it, or someone at one of my game night groups will bring it and get a chance to play it in the future. Looks like a game that maybe somebody in my game night group would buy and bring. Maybe Jennifer will bring it. Yeah, so hopefully to play this one at some point, but didn't back it for now. Kingdoms Forlorn. I have so many legacy campaign games on my shelf. I'm still working right now through Role Player Adventures. I haven't finished up Sleeping Gods, haven't finished up Seventh Continent. I have Isofarian Guard coming. I just have so many of these adventure campaign games, legacy kind of games, that I have to be a little bit pickier on which ones I go for now. I still got Destiny's stuff that I haven't finished. Yeah, so many things. So for now, I'm not going to spend this much money on a game that I don't know when I would get to, because it's very expensive. It looks terrific, and I probably would love it. But yeah, I'm not going to put that kind of money on a game that I just don't know how long it would sit before I'll get to it. I still have all the Edge of Darkness stuff, the John D. Clare game that I haven't played that I own. Yeah, so many things that I need to get to before I would back something this big and grandiose. So yeah, I hope one of my friends backs it. I hope I get a chance to play it. But yeah, I couldn't put the money to it right now. Looks great though, Kingdoms Forlorn. This one I was so sad to see get canceled again. I think it came to Kickstarter. It didn't seem to be going well. They went back, they revised some things, revamped some things, and it came back, and then it looks like it's been canceled again here on March 5th. So yeah, disappointed. This one looked so good to me. The building up of these little cities with their pieces and actually physically building it up. Let's see, here we go. Little animation of that. That just looks so cool to me. And the game sounded good. And Alex from Board Game Co. is really impressed with the game. Yeah, I'm just really sad that it didn't come to be. I'd love to play this game. Man, maybe someday it'll somehow come to retail, or yeah, I don't know. Oh, maybe one of my friends who got a prototype would let me try it. I would love to try this game. But unfortunately, it didn't come to be, at least not for now. So hopefully in the future. Here's to third chances. We'll see if it comes around. Trinity of Reign. All right, Ahau, Rulers of Yucatan. Now, this one I've put first, and the things I'm following and that are still live, because I did actually back this one. And it's got 6 days to go. And so all along I've kind of been, am I going to keep the back? Am I going to back out of it? I backed it on the first day so I could get the first day bonus. It's an extra little expansion if you backed it on the first day. So I did that. And I was looking forward to it. It was one of my most anticipated for a couple of months. It just kind of kept getting put off for a while. The art's beautiful. As I've learned more about the game, though, I think, well, maybe it's going to be a bit heavy. I think I will enjoy it. I enjoy some heavy games, but my wife not so much. But I don't know. I'm wondering if it'd be a little too heavy for her, if she's going to enjoy it. But you can't play it solo. And again, I'm a part of multiple different game groups, so maybe we can play it in other settings. So I expect that I will keep my pledge. It looks terrific, and they've been very responsive to the community. There was complaints about these little towers, these pyramids that you had to take apart, and they said they figured out a way to keep it together so they're assembled and they stay assembled in the box. So they've been very responsive in this Kickstarter project. So yeah, I'm quite certain I'll be keeping the pledge for this, and just hoping that I'll either be able to enjoy it solo, or maybe my wife will enjoy it more than I think she will, or playing it with some other game group. So yeah, this is one by Ape Iron Games, or Aperon, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. How very excited about this one, and almost for sure keeping that pledge. Western Legends big box. I have almost everything Western Legends. The only thing I don't have is Blood Money, and I backed it. Or not backed it, but I pre-ordered it on Miniature Market last spring, and it just still hasn't come. Kept getting delayed with all the shipping issues that have been going on worldwide. And here we got a big box, a chance to get one box to rule them all, one box to hold everything, and I'll have everything when that Blood Money comes. And I purchased several of these wooden things, but some of these only come with the big box, but then some of these have been in others. Like I have all these already, so I wouldn't even need to add these, but I don't know, 60 bucks for the box and then shipping. I mean, yeah, it comes with several of the wooden inserts that I don't have yet, so I'm not sure. I've got a couple days to decide, so we'll see. I don't need all this because I have just about everything. And it's sad because I haven't even played this game yet. I bought it as a kind of a quick bundle with everything and then just added Blood Money because it was on sale as a pre-order. And I need to get this in the table. I love Westerns. I love Western movies, and I expect that I'll love this game. But I need to get it to the table. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do it in the next 2 days, so I'll have to decide whether I bite the bullet on this big box or not, not even having played yet. So not a great place to be in. Let me know. Should I or shouldn't I? Give me a comment down below. Next up, Tang Garden Seasons. Now, I've not played this game, but I think it is beautiful. The one thing I've heard from people is that the playability, because of the graphic design, as beautiful as it is, sometimes you can't see things well, and it makes the gameplay hard. You miss things that you can't miss to play the game correctly. And so, yeah, that's the one thing holding me back is as beautiful as it is, if it's frustrating to play, that won't be fun. And it is expensive because I don't have anything. So, I mean, if I'm looking here at the complete collection, we're over 200 bucks before shipping. And yeah, it's a bunch. I mean, you look at everything that's in here, but I've never played it, so I don't want to throw $200 at a game that I've never played. But I am a completionist, so that's the thing. I mean, I could get the 175, which is almost everything. I don't know. I probably will end up passing on this one. Yeah, hard to say. It looks beautiful. I'd love to play it sometime. A little less than a week to go, 5 days. If you haven't and you're interested, check it out. Next up, another one I'm looking at is Small Samurai Empires with the expansion, the Rise of Tokugawa expansion plus playmat. 12 days to go on this one. This one reminds me of a game that I actually am playing a prototype version of over in the room right across the hall here, and that is Daimyo Senso. Just the map and the Asian setting kind of reminds me of that. I'm looking forward to putting together a solo play of that Daimyo Senso, so keep an eye out for that if you're curious. But this one, action programming, area control, strategy. Yeah, it sounds pretty cool. Nice upgraded pieces here. I haven't played the original, but there's a few different pledge levels here that interest me. I've thought about the Daimyo because I get the original and the expansion. Then you get the deluxe for the expansion, the deluxe features. $55, not too bad for a game and an expansion. But I'm going to have to throw shipping on top. And then this one's like, oh, well, what if I just go ahead, if I'm going to get, the upgraded for the expansion, should I go ahead and get the upgraded tokens in the playmat? But then we're looking at $79 and for a game I haven't played. So yeah, I don't know. I'm very tempted on this one, but I'll probably, if I do go for it, yeah, I'll probably end up getting the cheaper pack for it and not get all the deluxe stuff. I don't need all the deluxe stuff, although I always want it. And I know if I ended up wanting to trade it or resell it later, that having the deluxe stuff does raise its value, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm very tempted on this one. Definitely watching this one close by Arcona Games. So yeah, we'll see. Watch next month and see if I backed it or not. Small Samurai Empires with the Rise of Tokugawa expansion. All right, Rumors and Legends. When this one was first being announced, I was very excited about this just because of the art and the theme, the cryptozoology, the cryptid stuff. I was curious about this. Professor Daffle has disappeared and we're trying to solve this mystery. Sounded really cool. And then the more I've watched about the gameplay and the deductive nature of it, for whatever reason, deduction games just haven't really been my forte. I've just not loved very many of them. I think this one looks really cool. I like the style. I like the theme. I think I would like it, but it's that deduction thing that's kind of holding me back a bit. So I don't know. I'm considering this one. It's not cheap. You can get the light edition for $55, which is probably where I would go. If you want the standard edition, then you go on $75 with all the minis and stuff. And then if you want the deluxe edition, $125 with metal dice and everything. So I definitely don't think I'll be going for the deluxe edition if I back it. Yeah, not sure. Tempted, held back a little bit by the whole deductive element because it's just not my favorite. But yeah, almost 2 weeks to consider it, so I'll be thinking about it. All right, next up, Fire and Stone. This one actually isn't on Gamefound or Kickstarter, but this is one that I'm very excited about because this is by the creator of Carcassonne. And this one is where you're leading your tribe through the Stone Age, and you are using your scouts, moving around, collecting tokens, revealing different abilities. It looks really nice on the table here if we look at a couple quick pictures, and looks very resource management. You got your player board here. Might be a little bit of aspect of area control going on, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm definitely curious about this one. Let's see. Oh, can't read the back of that. It's in a foreign language for me. Yeah, but it looks really great. The components and the art look terrific. Definitely want to check this one out and learn more as people start getting their copies. Right now you can pre-order it, and I haven't pre-ordered. I think I want to wait and see what people think about it, get some gameplay videos watched before I make that decision. Next up, Oak by Game Brewer, coming to Gamefound in a couple of days. And this is one where you're playing druids in this forest, and you're casting spells and transporting to a magical world with mystery and legendary artifacts. And it says worker placement, hand management with asymmetrical player powers. Wow, my three big things. I love all three of those things, three of my favorite elements. So definitely curious about this one, definitely going to be following this one. And I did become a member for Game Brewer, so I get a discount on all their games, and so I'll get a discount on this as well. So probably will end up backing this one. From the couple of videos that I've seen, it sounds right up my alley. And this is really cool. These druids, you put these pieces on them. They look like little rubber pieces that kind of you put on the characters. You kind of wardrobe them. So that looks pretty interesting. So definitely be checking that out starting in a couple days. Then Tamashii Chronicle of Ascend. This is Awaken Realms Light. I think it was called Gaijin originally, and it's had name changes, and it's been delayed a bunch. And so not really sure what all the delays were about, unless it was all about the name, or unless they were just trying to make sure it was really ready. But it seems like it's just been kind of on the back burner for a while. Not sure what all the delays are about. So I don't know. This one, I was really hot on it a few months ago. And I don't know if it's just because I've been waiting for a while, and now the excitement is worn off. It looks cool. It kind of reminds me of In Too Deep in terms of the art vibe and the color scheme, and sort of the fantasy futuristic setting. So yeah, I'll definitely be checking this one out. Looks like it is going to finally launch here in a couple days. Maybe watch some playthroughs. I did hear that from Alex at Board Game Co. Just the prologue was a little bit of a letdown, and then as they started going through some of the other scenarios, it was better. So yeah, I want to know more about it. I think he might even have a video coming out later today with more detail. Next up, Malhya, Lands of Legends. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it. Cooperative narrative adventure game, dungeon crawling, infiltration, riddles. Sounds really cool. It's by La Boîte de Jeu. So they are the It's a Wonderful World, It's a Wonderful Kingdom crew. And I backed It's a Wonderful Kingdom. Still have it on the shelf, trying to get it to the table. Too many games, too little time. But 1 to 5 cooperative narrative game, 9 chapters, over 100 hours of gameplay. Coming soon to Tabletop Simulator. Probably try it there if I can. Coming March 15th. Won't be available till the following July. MSRP is 150 euros though, so it may price me out, but the art looks terrific. I do have a lot of legacy campaign games, so that's always like, do I want to add one more? But man, I love the way this is looking right here. So definitely going to be checking this one out. We'll see what the price ends up being. That's a high MSRP, so we'll see what it comes out on Kickstarter. All right, next up, Ryozen, and this is coming also very soon, in a few days on Kickstarter. Busy time in the realm of Ryozen. These are the final nights when you can prove that your clan is the most capable of doing good for the kingdom. And so this little three-dimensional palace that fits in the middle of the table sounds good. I like the art here. You can see it looks really attractive. If you sign up for Early Bird, you can get an awesome gift and access the Early Bird right now. So if you're curious, sign up for that. And yeah, it looks good. I'm excited to see what this one's going to offer. They're also having this contest. I think they're giving away 3 copies. So I'll put a link to all of these pages down below in the description. And so check it out if you're curious to know more about this one, Ryozen. This one, Jurassic World, The Legacy of Isla Nublar, or Isla Nublar. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. And this one was really hot a few months ago. And it's kind of just, haven't heard many people talking about it. By Funko Games coming out. The latest in the whole Jurassic World season of games. We've had, Jurassic Island, which a friend gave me the base game Jurassic Island plus the Liquid something expansion. And so I want to play that. I just received that recently. And I haven't played Jurassic World. And then really the Jurassic World theme is good for me, but not great. And again, another legacy game. we'll see. Prospero Hall, Funko Games, they put out some good stuff. So we'll see how this turns out. I'll definitely be checking it out. I think it comes out around the 22nd. And then Kingdoms Rise and Fall, Dorian. Deck building game for 3 to 6 players. Very beautiful art. I checked out art on several other web pages and on Board Game Geek. You can check that out. Looks terrific. The one thing holding it back for me might be this 3 to 6. I do love deck building games, but needing 3 players may push it out of my desire to back it. But it looks gorgeous. So I'm very excited to check it out when it's coming. I think this one might also be on the 22nd. Tidal Blades, Rise of the Unfolders, and the Cypher System RPG book. So Epic Dungeon Crawl board game. I haven't played the original, but one of my good friends has the original, and we're going to try to get together soon and play that. Love to give it a shot before this one comes to Kickstarter, so I know if I want to back this one. This one is not an expansion, but like a sequel, a different game, just set in the same world. So I'd love to try the original to see if I enjoy it before I decide if I want to back this one. But definitely curious about this one. We'll for sure be checking it out. Mercurial. This is an interesting one. It says, exert control over chaos with elemental dice as you craft spells and perform heroics in this competitive game for 1 to 4 players. So I actually opened up the Board Game Geek and kept it here because I watched this video and the art is just beautiful. Gameplay length is good for my family, kind of fits in. You can play solo against an AI, competitive against each other or an AI. Yeah, it sounds like it's got some unique variety. I like dice manipulation. I like the unique dice that this offers. It's not just a standard pip dice, but unique to this game. So definitely going to be checking this one out. Mercurial coming to Kickstarter. I think this one's also around the 22nd. Next up, Fire for Light. And I believe this one's coming either the 22nd or the 24th. I don't remember the exact date, but by Greenbrier Games. I think their other game was Summit. Let's take a couple look at some pictures here. This game I don't know too much about yet, and I think this is really unique. This design has kind of caught my attention. Some of the art isn't necessarily my favorite, but I think a lot of this is prototype still, so we'll see. Definitely want to check this one out. Love to get a chance to play it. Looking forward to seeing some people bringing some preview videos and review videos as the Kickstarter comes to life here. I think this one also is coming around the 22nd or 24th. So a Titan World Adventure. Yeah, looks pretty cool. Gonna check it out. Next, another one I'm anticipating is the Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition expansions, Discovery Foundations and Crisis. So more content for Ares Expedition plus a co-op mode. I didn't love Ares Expedition, to be honest. I bought the Target version. I had a great coupon and it was on sale. I got it for like 13 bucks. And I like it, but I don't love it. But I want to play it more. And I want to play it solo. I haven't played it solo yet, too. But I'm wondering if these expansions are going to improve some things for me. It felt a little long is one of the things. I was hoping it would be a quicker version of Terraforming Mars, and it wasn't really that much quicker. I liked the follow mechanism, the whole roll for galaxy, race for the galaxy kind of mechanism, but for 2 players, it just didn't seem to be great. Unless you throw in the AI, and then it's more fiddly. I don't know. If I played it with more players, maybe I'd like it more. I would like to try it again. I want to know more about the co-op version, although I have heard that the co-op version, it kind of changes some things at the base, makes it different than the base game, which might be hard to remember, a little fiddly mentally. So I don't know. I definitely want to check it out. If I could get the dual layer boards for the original, I would be tempted on that because I got the Target version, which doesn't have them. So we'll be checking this one out for sure. Next up, Encyclopedia by Holy Grail Games. And this is one, I don't know that much about the game itself, but Alex from Board Game Co. played it, loved it, has been raving about it, so excited about this one coming soon. And so I'm excited. I think this is, again, right around that 24th to the 29th, that last week of March. You are aspiring naturalist hired by Comte de Buffon, Darwin's predecessor, helping him create the first encyclopedia of natural history. Art looks terrific. If you look at some of these cards down here, the style reminds me of Seventh Continent, but the art is just gorgeous. The animal art's terrific. And my wife and I are both science teachers, both biology background. So yeah, I'm very curious about this one. And excited to see what it has to offer when it launches. I think it's, again, that last week in March. Next up, we've got Wayfarers of the South Tigris. And for me, Garfield Games, I have absolutely loved Hadrian's Wall. And I liked Architects, especially with the first expansion. And I liked Viscounts, but didn't love either. Haven't played Paladins yet. And I haven't played any of the other, let's see, what was the first? The North series, the Raiders and Explorers. I haven't played any of those yet. I'd like to. And because I liked the West Kingdom games, but didn't love them. I'd like to try that Northern Seas or whatever it was, that series. But I'm very excited about the South Tigris because it's got dice play and dice manipulation, and I like dice. And so I'm hoping this might be like a Hadrian's Wall was for me. That doesn't have dice, but like I liked the West Kingdom games, but I loved Hadrian's Wall. I'm wondering, could this be another Garfield game that I do absolutely love? Will those dice and the manipulation of dice kind of make it the perfect fit for me? And I know Brandon and Lexi from All Aboard Gamers are going to have a chance to probably play this ahead of time and put out some previews and reviews. So I'm very excited to hear what they have to share about this if they do. And then last up, Age of Rome. When I first heard about this, I was like, oh, another Rome game. Didn't really catch my attention too much. And then I saw a post, I think it was on Instagram actually, from Bryce and Allison, and they really liked this game from Teetotum Game Studios. I thought it might just be a war game, and so I wasn't sure. And then I heard Rado talk about it, and he really liked it. I thought, okay, well, maybe it's not what I think it's going to be. So I'm much more piqued in my interest. So definitely March, I think it's March 29th, looking out for Age of Rome as this one comes to Kickstarter. So there you have it. Lots of games. Some that I backed, some that I have backed and probably keeping, some that I might late pledge, others that I'm still following, and a bunch that I'm anticipating that are coming soon. I spend too much money on games, so hopefully I can have better self-control in these next couple months. I was trying to limit myself to 2 per month and haven't been able to do that. Hopefully I can hold strong in March. But yeah, there's so many great games out there. Just such clever creativity by all these game designers. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you have, it'd be great if you give it a thumbs up, and I'd love it if you choose to subscribe to the channel. Also, if you have some Kickstarters, maybe ones that I didn't mention that you want to share with me, hey, tell me, check out this one. This is coming soon too. Don't forget about this one. And maybe I have checked it out and it just didn't make my final cuts here. Or if some of the ones that I'm very interested in, you want to share your thoughts on, leave those comments below. I love interacting down in that section of this YouTube channel. As always, thanks for watching. This is Billy Indiana, signing off.